exist. There was not a product video when I started. There was not a compensation plan video. My sister is my first ambassador. We called customer service at least 3 times a day to ask them questions because my upline was busy and had a full-time job, and Celeste was busy running the world. And so I called customer service every single day to ask them questions. Do not find an excuse not to do this business, y'all. It is lucrative. It is residual. I can turn my computer off tonight and not talk to anybody else on my team for the next 6 months, and y'all, my check will still be insane. It is residual. You have to work your way to that point. So we'll talk about a little bit tonight about how I got to this point. But if you are telling yourself an excuse on why you haven't gone all in on this, it is a pack of lies, because I promise you there is not an excuse out there that has not been defeated by someone at the top of this company. Time, kids, husband, all of it. Saturated market, I promise you, every single one of those excuses has been defeated by a diamond in this company. You just have to want it bad enough. So you have to decide how badly you want this. And if you're on this call, I would say you want it pretty bad. So Melissa and I will get started with some of the questions that y'all had, and just take notes and figure out, like, did I not clarify something? Did I use vernacular you didn't understand, which is very possible? Is there something you want me to go a little deeper into? Is there something that feels scary to you in what I say? And if so, please ask. I want this to be so open and so honest that you walk away from here with everything on the table, ready to go, no excuses, nothing holding you back, no fears, because you believe this will truly work for you, products or business. So Melissa, let's get started.
Awesome. Okay. Well, we got a lot of questions, so I'm going to try to pick and choose some. Hopefully we can get to all of them, but if not, I'm going to hit the high points of them first. Okay. I love this one because I identify with Andrea. Even though I'm a red personality, I'm a little bit of a blue personality too. I think we've seen that, but Andrea is very blue. She does have some red. She does. She'll admit that, but she's very blue. So as a blue personality, what is your system? Because I know you've been asked this before, and how do you stay organized and efficient?
Is this funny that I have this office behind me at the moment when you're asking me how I stay organized? If y'all don't know, I moved into this house 2 weeks ago, and not a single room in our house is actually done, like, organized and unpacked, but it happens. Okay, so here's one thing to remember, and Melissa kind of hit on this. Nobody is all one personality. Just like if you've ever done the love languages, you're not all one. Or if you've ever done a spiritual gifts, you're not all one thing. You're a lot of things. You just happen to have a dominant one. So I love helping people, which is yellow. Whoops, someone needs to mute. I love helping people, which is yellow. I love the competitiveness of red. I mean, y'all, I went Emerald in 5 months, and I wanted a shopping spree, and I've gotten it all 3 years that it's been available. I want to be the top all the time, and so I have that red personality, and I have the green. I love to strategize. I love to dig into the numbers. I don't like to research the products, but I like to dig into numbers in the back office, and so I have a little bit of everything. But y'all, my blue is my shining color, and all that means is that I love to have fun. So whether we're having fun on a call, whether I want every single person at the gala or the VIP reception or the winner's dinner, whether I want everyone in Maui with me, and I'm willing to, do a call for Melissa to help her team get to Maui because I want her to have her friends there because it's just more of my team in Maui. Whatever it is, usually the goal of whatever I'm doing is to have fun, is to have as many people having fun with me as possible. But with that comes a lot of disorganization, and my brain kind of goes a million miles a minute, and I'm always kind of looking for the next fun thing or the social thing, or I get super wrapped up in conversations that I'm like, oh yeah, I have tasks that I'm supposed to be doing. So I have a box. This is how organized I am. I'm literally pulling it out when I'm talking to y'all. But I found it today, so this is a big deal. This is my box. These are every single one of my prospects. And y'all, the reason I have this is because I can take this with me. I can literally put this in my purse. I can take it in my overnight bag. It will go with me this weekend to Baltimore. It goes everywhere that I go. I have lost it for the last 2 weeks, so y'all be happy that I found it because I felt like my arm has been cut off. It has every single person, and y'all, I do not go a week without adding people to it. In fact, I had this IPA journal If y'all haven't seen these, they're incredible. This IPA journal. And I started writing names down in that because I couldn't find my box. So nothing stopped me. I did not find an excuse of I'm going to wait and, when I find my box, then I'll start adding people. And y'all, do not spend a day putting this together. Do not go, I'm gonna spend 3 days, I'm gonna get my whole office organized. Y'all, do y'all notice I have not stopped working to organize my office? I will organize it as it goes. I will be happy when it's done, but work comes first because I love it. I love pouring into my people. I love talking to people. I love answering questions. Someone just asked me today, can you explain to me how Nerve can help my husband? Yes, I would much rather do that than unpack boxes in my office. Hey, I'm really interested in your business. I've been watching you for 3 years. Can you tell me a little bit more? Heck yeah, I can tell you more. That box over there, that's going to wait. It doesn't matter. So these people are valuable. Can I tell you why? These are income producing. Contacting these people puts money in my pocket. Unpacking a box in my office does not put money in my pocket. So when we say income producing activity, I mean, putting this box together does not put money in your pocket. Contacting the people you're putting in the box when you write their name down on an index card puts money in here. And don't get so caught up in what my system is, because y'all, my brain does not work correctly. So my system will probably drive you nuts. But I mean, I can look in here at people that I've been contacting for 3 years that I've invited to, 100 different things. And I just write on there. I mean, y'all, this girl, I have like 27 times that I just reached out to her and she has not messaged me back. Don't ask me when I go back through, like how often I wait or whatever, because it's just as it goes. If we have a promotion tomorrow, if the big reveal reveals something that we need to tell everybody about, I will go through and contact every single one of these people, because that's income producing. And so I may not reach out to them for 6 months in between promotions, but I promise you every single one of these people knows every time we have free shipping or 15% off or $17 off, it doesn't matter. I message these people, and I never go a week without adding someone to this box. So that's how I organize my prospects, which is the most important. Other than your level 1 ambassadors, and my only organization tip for that, for customers and ambassadors, is to put them on the calendar of your phone. Put them on your phone. Ashley gets the first of the month, Beth gets the second of the month, Claire gets the third of the month, and every month on those dates, you message them back. Maybe it's 3 days before their preferred customer order ships, or maybe it's 5 days before their welcome pack, gets to them, or 5 days before their, first 30 days is up, or however you want to do it. Put them in your calendar. Your phone will tell you, tomorrow I've got to meet with so-and-so and I've got to check in with her. That's it. Like, that's easy. It's monthly. Your phone kind of reminds you for you. So if you are scatterbrained, find systems that work for you. Don't let the system run you, and don't let not having a system paralyze you. Y'all, I only figured this out in the last year. I was already at diamond and going gold in my second position before I figured out this. Do not let that stop you. I did not have a system going emerald. My system was find a spiral and write down names and then contact every single one of those names. Now, instead of putting them in here first, I contact them as I'm writing their name down. I never write anybody's names on an index card, and I contact them before I put them in here. Now, don't make a big long list of people that you're never going to contact. Contact every single person. So there's my organization tip for you. Just do it.
I love that. I absolutely, because I'll write them down and then I'll be like, okay, I'm going to contact, and I'll spend all this time making a list, and then I've spent all that time making a list and not actually contact people. So I love that tip. Okay, so number 2, how do you keep team members motivated when they aren't in momentum necessarily?
Okay, so this is what I wrote for y'all. You can't find new people. And so I wrote, your job is not to convince people to do this. Your job is to find people who want to do this. So every single day, y'all, I could make a list of 10 people on my team that I could prod with a fork and they would not move. And by not move, they would not post on Facebook. They would not tell anybody. They would not coach anybody that have already signed up just accidentally. Like, as much as I want it for them, y'all, they don't want it enough to move. I need to go find new people. I need someone else that wants this, that sees the vision, that loves the products, that can't wait to tell everybody they know. If you are waiting for someone on your team to catch fire, you are going to continue to wait and blow on a kindled flame that will never go anywhere. Ever, ever. Y'all, until they catch the vision for themselves, they own their own business. They owe you nothing. Melissa owes me nothing. Julia Carty owes me nothing. They are working their own businesses, and that benefits me. But if you don't have somebody on your team that wants it for themselves more than you want it for them, you need to go find that person. That is your goal. Your goal is to go find 3 people that want this as bad or more than you do. Ellen Ford wanted this more than I did. My sister needed it more than I did. Becky Page didn't even want it, and it ended up being a lifesaver for her. Kim Pollock came out of the gate running. Those are my 4 jewels, level 1 to me. Y'all, those people wanted it bad enough that they were willing to push me to the next level. What you want is you want 4 people, 6 people, 10 people that are literally pushing you up to the next level because they want it so bad. But you have to go find those people. I mean, it's hundreds of people you have to contact before you'll find someone that sees the vision all for themselves. Go find that person and don't stop until you found 3 of them.
I love that. I cannot love that answer anymore. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you. So number 3, how do you keep yourself motivated?
Y'all, and I'm not going to say that every day is like this. There are days where I'm like, what have I gotten myself into? I did not want a job. I was a happy stay-at-home mom. Why am I putting all this effort in? And then, y'all, I read a testimonial. I'm not going to lie. I will read a testimonial of someone I don't know because, they're always on Instagram and Facebook. You can read tons of testimonials. Or I get a message from someone, hey, you're never going to guess what happened to this girl on my team. Read this message she sent me. And y'all, I'm in. Like, you can't read the testimonials of these products or this business and not be in. Sometimes it just creeps in the back of my mind. And Julia Carty saying that she was standing at Publix the first time that she got a notification of a paycheck. And she literally cried, going, I don't have to question whether my groceries are going to clear when I run my card today. Done. Do not ever ask me if I want out because the answer is no. If I get to challenge people to use products that change their lives or start a business that will revolutionize the way their family does life, I'm in for life. I can't imagine doing anything else. So on the irritating and frustrating days, are the days where I just can't handle, the busyness of it all. God is very gracious to tap me on the shoulder and remind me why I do this and why he gave me this gift of this giant team. And I get to be blessed by the people on my team much more than I feel like I've ever given to anybody. Testimonials. Go read a testimonial if you don't know why you do this.
I agree. I agree with that totally. I mean, there are days when, we go, oh, I just don't want to adult today, I think is the correct term. And I think like reading testimonies, but seeing what the impact that it's made for your team is huge for that. I mean, it just solves that like that. And you're like, oh, that's exactly why I keep going. I'm going to skip down to number 8 because I think some of those other ones you've kind of already answered a little bit, but I'll go back to them if we need to. What do you think is the most important thing you do to help new ambassadors get started with the business?
Okay, so I have a new system because I'm kind of at this point in my business where I can. And if you want to start this in your business, it's a great way to do it. But I have my new ambassadors send me a list of 25 people before they sign up. And if they've already been a customer, I have them do a 1 or 2 minute video explaining to their friends what they have felt on the products, why they decided to share, a little bit of just their why. And so, and I have them send that out to those 25 people, and I have them get a customer or an ambassador ready to go in the wings before they sign up. And the reason I do this is a couple of things. One, kind of what I told you earlier. Like, I want to get people that really want to do this. If they're not interested in doing it, then it is more beneficial for me and really in the long term for them to be preferred customers, and not to be an ambassador or what we call a wholesale customer, a VIP customer. But I really think there's huge value in getting people like launched from the beginning. There's a lot of people that want this business. And if they say they want it, they should be willing to give you a list of 25 people, make a short video or write something up if video just totally paralyzes them, and send that out to the 25 people and see what their response is. Y'all, if they send it out to 25 people and nobody responds, then you, one, have to figure out, are they an influencer? Can they do this? Do they have any attraction marketing? We need to work on some things maybe before we get signed up, because you'd hate for them to sign up and then it just be crickets. Like, I think it's better if you do some tweaking and then sign them up and y'all explode. Like, go silver in the first week because you've already contacted all these people. Go, and it's not a fast start thing. It's really just get your momentum going and don't feel like, how many of us get to silver or gold and just sit forever? And I can say this is my second position. I've been at gold for a long time. And you just are like, why am I even doing this? Like, no, I add a person, I lose a person, but if you start out with a little bit of momentum, especially momentum of people that want to do that, because what if those 25 people, what if they get 3? And what if out of those 3, they did the exact same thing? They told their 3, get one customer and then sign up with me. Okay, well, we get a customer. So all of a sudden their new ambassador already has a customer. If that was duplicated down, we would have a system of people in momentum from the day they start. And so that's been my system recently. I think always I have it still on one of my mirrors. We moved it and it still has marker on it that says 1, make a list, 2, contact a list, 3, follow up with the list. Well, that's what we do. We make a list, we contact the list, we follow up with the list. If you're doing anything else during your day, it's fluff, because you should be adding new people to your list or your Facebook. You should be contacting these new people or the people you haven't contacted yet, and you should be constantly following up. That's our entire job. And so it's pretty easy. You can get someone started on those 3 things right off the bat.
So what, Andrea, what info do you send to a potential, say someone contacts you, about the products even, or maybe even interested in the business side? Do you send them like a whole email, or do you just send them some small things? What's the best things that you send to them?
Okay, so because I'm a blue and I might be a little ADD, I do not send them long things. I do not send them documents. Y'all, Rosalind sent me documents, like 6 documents on my first email, and I forwarded them to Sarah and Kim and Ellen. I don't think any of us read them. We just kept forwarding them to the next person that we signed up, but none of us ever read them.
Lindsay did the same thing to me, and I don't know that I read any of them.
It might be the same document. We all just forwarded to the next person. It was so bad. And I don't think any of my jewels, there might be 1 or 2 jewels that ever read all the documents out of my entire team of what we have, 24 jewels, I think now. And we're not document readers. Y'all, be short and sweet, even with information, and find out what it is that they want. So instead of sending them the entire product list, if someone says, hey, tell me more about Plexus or tell me about the products, don't send them all, 14 or 16 items with detailed explanations of each one. Be like, well, tell me what you're wanting. Are you wanting energy? Are you wanting gut health? Are you wanting to lose weight? Are you wanting, do you have inflammation or discomfort? Tell me kind of what your things are, and I'll send you kind of some stuff that goes along with that. So if someone says, well, I've seen that you've talked a lot about, inflammation. Okay, well, here's where Slim does anti-inflammatories. I think everyone needs to be on a probiotic and a magnesium supplement and a multivitamin. Those are up to you. And then ease is a huge thing for me for inflammation. Rachel Neagle has an old ease video that I'll usually send to somebody, and a triplex video, because the triplex video is so short. Rachel's video is a little long. She gets a little long-winded, but I tell them that going in, hey, if you really want to know a lot, this video has a ton of information. If you don't want to know that much, go research these 4 ingredients on your own, which is pretty much what Rachel does in that video. She's just long-winded. So I send them that. If they want to know about the business, I usually will say the most basic things. Y'all, girl, I don't have inventory. I don't have to do parties. I just tell people about the products. I usually just post, as much as I can about the products and about stories that I'm hearing. I really think the best thing is, we message people and just say, hey, if you want to try these, great. I just want to let you know that I'm sharing them and they're available to you. And I tell them the short, sweet ways how we get paid. You get paid 15 to 25% of commissions on whatever you buy or sell. You get 5% overrides on anyone that, buys under you. If anyone signs up with you, you get 25% of their welcome kit. And we have profit sharing. Everybody's available. It's available to everyone. I go very, very vague, because do y'all remember finding out about the compensation plan and you were like, what in the world? How am I getting paid? And then do you remember not remembering how you get paid on Fridays versus the 15th? And you knew you were supposed to get paid like 5 times a month, but you weren't really sure how that was working. And y'all, we give people way too much information. So give them like the shortest cliff notes you can give them. And then what will happen is they'll attach to 1 or 2 things and they'll want to know more information about that. Then you can go deeper. Well, tell me about what you mean by profit sharing. Okay, well, let me explain the profit sharing to you. I'll just go into one detail, but y'all, do not send them like the compensation plan chart. Do not send them, crazy amounts of money that people are earning. Because I can promise you, someone getting into this, if you tell them that your upline is making $10,000 a month or more, they're going to be like, what? Are they selling drugs? Like illegal drugs? Like, it's just stupid money, y'all. We make crazy money. It's top. Believe me, Melissa on up, it's just gets nuts. So I think we were all showing checks to each other when we were in Kona, and it was like, what? But people don't grasp that. If you are gold or senior gold, someone gets that check. You're like, $1,000, $1,500 a month. I can get on board with that. Anything more than that, and they just think you're nuts. So start small, y'all. People, go back to where you were before, the day before you signed up. But when you were like, this Plexus lady's crazy, but I'm going to try this stuff and just see what I think, or maybe this business might work. I'm not really sure. Like, you did not have the belief you have right now. Then, and so promise you can share a little bit of that belief with people, but it's going to take them time to really understand what's going on. So I don't try to explain all of it to them in the beginning.
Absolutely. And y'all, I will say that is so true, because we were sitting in Kona at the karaoke place, and I looked at Andrea and said, all right, you just got to tell me, how much was your check last month? And she told me, and I think it took me probably 5 minutes to pick my mouth up off the table. There's that. She's not joking. And she doesn't go around and tell that, but I asked, and she was going to tell me. Okay. I love this question, because we all hit snags or points in our business where, it's harder. What has been your biggest obstacle for you or for your team, and how have you overcome this?
I think, y'all, obstacles are so funny, because what we think is an obstacle, at one point in our business really becomes kind of like just a stepping stone somewhere later. Going from Sapphire to Diamond felt like a never-ending story. It was 7 months, and that doesn't seem like long, but it took me 7 months to go Sapphire. So I was like, I hadn't gone 2 months without promoting. And so 7 months felt like eternity, which is neither here nor there. But y'all, the reason why it took so long is attrition. It was people leaving and us adding just as fast as we were losing. And y'all, the reason that happened, and probably one of my biggest learning moments really over the last 3 years, because I had no idea, was treating every single person that signed up on our team like a customer, really loving them well with their products, helping them make money from the beginning. If they either would fall in love with the products or fall in love with the business, they would stay. But if I wasn't willing to really wrap my arms around them, and because remember, I had Sarah Roten and Ellen Ford and Kim Pollock and Becky Page and Rachel Meagle and Angie Sumwell. I had Amber Volbit. I had all these amazing people early on in my business. They all signed up before I ever went Emerald. So they were all on my team and all working it. They were like senior gold to senior ruby by the time I was Emerald, that first 5 months. So our team had gone so fast that I was kind of like, well, if you're not going fast enough, sorry, we're going to lose you. I mean, our train was like the fastest moving train ever. And we were losing people that weren't running and jumping on the train. We couldn't slow it down. Although that sounds like a great problem to have, we had we lost a lot of people and a lot of great people in the meantime, because the train didn't slow down enough for me to focus on people that were just like, hey, I'm here. I love the products, but I need some help. It's like I couldn't stop long enough for that. I just didn't have enough 24 hours in a day to do that with all those people. So if you feel like you are going slow, it is grace that you get the chance to touch every single person who signs up on your team. You get the chance to troubleshoot every single one of them. You get the opportunity to wrap your arms around them, figure out where they are and where they want to go and how to get them there. And if you are not doing that with every single person who has trusted you enough to sign up with you as an ambassador or a customer, you are doing a disservice to them. And I can say that honestly because I did a huge disservice to a lot of people. They signed up on my team, and my team was going so fast, I did not wrap my arms around them. And so I still, our team is so big, and I think there's a question on here at one point, like, your team's so big, how do you manage it? The hardest thing is it's so easy to run with the people that have full momentum. It's so much more fun to be on those fast-moving trains. But y'all, if you will be on a slow and steady train, every single person can jump on board and stay on board and isn't getting crushed along the way, you will do so well. You will have people that are in it for the long haul. I really hate the term runner, and I hate it because I'm not a runner in life. I see these people run past my office window every single day, and I'm like, oh, that looks like fun. Oh, they're sweating and working out. I bet they probably love the endorphin and all that stuff. I just watch them because I'm not a runner. I've tried. I run 2 half marathons. That does not make me a runner. It just makes me a walk runner that happens to not get picked up at the end. And here's the thing. You could have if you had 7 fast walkers wide, if you had 7 level 1s that were doing it, we're posting, we're adding, 3 people a month, we're holding on to those 3 people every single month and not losing anybody, I promise you would take that over somebody that's adding 10 people a month and losing 7 of them. Like, there's just something about the consistency and holding on to people that is so glorious. So when I went Sapphire, we had this great, I think we had like 18% attrition. And by the time I went Diamond, I think we had 30-something% attrition. We had lost so many people. And that's because we were just like, jump on. If you're not running, we can't slow down for you. Slow down for people. Take the time to find out why every single person is on your team, even as a customer, and just find out, do they like the products? What do they like? What do they not like? What do you need to tweak? What do you need to go research and find out would work better for them? All of those things. Love them well as customers. And I think if you love them well as customers from the beginning, you manage their expectations, and then you in the first 60 days, you exceed their expectations because you've already known what they were before you got started. Sleeping better, great expectation. But if they start out with a sleeping better expectation and tell you that you haven't met it because they didn't lose 20 pounds, then you need to remind them that wasn't part of the original expectations. And, and rework, troubleshoot. Verbalization on troubleshooting is really, really big. So I'd say that the biggest lesson I learned is every single person on my team, every single person that trusts me enough to sign up with me deserves the time and the respect to troubleshoot them for their first 60 days in products and the business.
I love that. So kind of carrying on into that, we actually have quite a few new ambassadors on this call tonight that have just signed up within the last couple of weeks. So what is your best advice to them as new ambassadors? And then I think some of us seasoned ambassadors need to hear this as well.
Okay. If you are new, I want you to know a couple of things. One, our products work. Our products are incredible. I don't think you'll find better probiotics, better multivitamin, better energy line with these kind of ingredients. Our products are stellar. And the people that we have on staff in Arizona, our doctors, our researchers, all of those things are just getting better and better. Our company sees value in where we are with products. We are a product-based company. We lead with the products whenever we do events. Products are always our highlight. It is not about joining the business. It's about joining a business because you want to share the products. I also want to tell you that our compensation plan is insane. Y'all can get paid today. You can get paid on what you do today, next Friday. If you have someone sign up tonight or tomorrow as an ambassador on your team and buy a welcome pack, you get paid next Friday. And you know what? That could happen every single week. If every single week you sign up a new person on your team, or someone on your team signs up a new person, you could get paid every single Friday. So I want you to understand, our compensation plan doesn't have these these gotcha catches like, oh, well, you didn't do this. It's not really how we function. And you can get paid on every single one of the people you personally sign up. There isn't a catch on that. Our company just isn't in the business of gotchas. We're really in the business of whatever helps you most. We have incredible training on anything and everything you want. Go find training on things that you want. If you feel like the person that signs you up doesn't train you well, that's not their job. It's a great thing for them to do. And don't get me wrong, I love it. And I love when people on my team train their team, but it's not everybody's gift. Go find someone who you love listening to their training. Find their YouTube videos. Follow them on Facebook. Let them mentor you without them even knowing it. Be in this. Do this well. Contact people. Y'all, my biggest challenge tonight to every single person on this call is that in the next 48 hours, send a message to 100 people. And all you have to say is, when you decide that you want to talk about Plexus, can I be your person? Can I be the person that you talk to about this? I think in the next, what is it, 3 weeks before May 6th, before we have the big reveal, I think that there's going to be so much hype and hopefully like the mind-blowing reveal on May 6th that everybody you know is going to want to talk to somebody. They're going to want to go, okay, tell me more. Tell me why this is such a big deal, or tell me more about this big deal, whatever the big reveal is. And you will want to be the person they contact. Okay, well, I told, Melissa, she could be my person. So now that I'm interested, because everyone's posted about, Melissa's the person I'm going to go to because I told her she could be my person. So no matter who reaches out to me on May 7th, I told Melissa in, the middle of April, she could be my person. So now I'm interested. I wasn't interested 3 weeks ago, but now, maybe it's after convention and, crazy stuff happens. Or maybe it's, in October when we go to leaders retreat and they see you at a leaders convention and they're like, oh, wait, you're a leader. Tell me more about this. I didn't know this was like that big of a deal, but you want to be their person. So I'm challenging everyone, 48 hours from this call, message 100 people that you want to be their person when they decide that they want to try Plexus. Or just find out more about Plexus. Y'all, not everybody has to try it. Some people just have a question. I just want to find out why you think your probiotic is better than the one I get at this fancy dancy store. Okay, well, I'll tell you what mine does. I'll tell you what mine has, and you can compare them for yourself. But you're the person that they come to when you want to know.
This is probably my favorite question, and I don't know who submitted it, but I absolutely love this question because I hear this all the time. What is the best advice you give to an ambassador who says they feel stuck in the business?
I guess I don't understand how someone can be stuck. If you're stuck, it's because you've kind of stuck yourself in a mud hole. Okay, so I'm thinking about my boys. If my boys yell, "Mom, I'm stuck," it's usually in the side of their bunk bed. It's usually, somewhere around the trampoline, or they've literally stuck their shoe in the wet mud outside. They got themselves in that situation. They were probably doing something they shouldn't have been doing. If you are making a list, contacting your list and following up to your list every single day, I just don't know how you can be stuck. Unless you're saying something that isn't connecting with people, at which point you need to go to your upline and say, this is what I'm sending people. Why is it not working? This is what I'm saying. Why is it not working? Girl, you are sending them a 3-page document on Triplex. That is way too much. And be okay with criticism. Rosalind, I was just talking to her today. She was like, Andrea, you're doing this wrong. With the conversation we were having. So be okay having constructive criticism. If you want to get unstuck, let me tell you, message 100 people in the next 48 hours when you're ready to hear about Plexus. I want to be your person. And then Follow up with those people. Do not let them send you a message that says, can you compare my probiotic to yours? And then go, I don't know what to send them. Okay, I'm just going to pretend like I didn't get that message. I'm going to actually make it mark it as unread. And I'm just going to stare at it for a couple of days and figure out what I'm going to send them. I mean, y'all are on enough team pages. Go search Plexus probiotic. I think you could probably even Google it and find a document about why our probiotic is superior, because I've seen the document. If Melissa doesn't have it and Julia doesn't have it, which I'm pretty sure both of them do, Melissa probably has the best information on product. You can go to the A-Team or Ellen's page or Angie. I mean, we all have a document. It just talks about why our probiotic is better. It doesn't usually compare. One thing I would really get out of is don't compare. I have probiotic right here. Do not compare this to something else, because it's apples to oranges. It's not, there's no comparison. Just talk about what this does, what the 5 strains of probiotic are, that it has a digestive enzyme, that it has the stuff, I'm going to pronounce incorrectly, that breaks down the exterior wall of the, whatever that's called. I'm definitely not a product person. Y'all, I am not a product person. Do not ask me the details. Do not ask me why it works. I can tell you that it works. I can tell you who it works for, what it's done for that person. And I can tell you where I can go find a document that I can send you, which is what I do a lot of times. Y'all do not have to know all the answers. But if you are stuck, better message people, and you better get back to them when they ask you a question, and that will get you unstuck.
Okay, so I'm about to spring like 1 or 2 on you that you didn't know were coming. Okay. Sorry, they were thrown out there after I sent you all these today.
Okay.
Okay, hold on. I just had one. Okay. And I love this one because I get this a lot on the business side, and I know what to say, but I want to hear what you say. What do you say to someone who says, I just can't sell anything. I'm not that type of person, especially when you know that they would be amazing at the business?
I hate the word sell. I think I can say all day long, I share. I could tell you where I got my wallpaper, and I would tell you every day, because I love this adorable brand that I got my wallpaper at. I'm sitting here. I just got a big beauty counter shipment from my cousin. I would tell you all the beauty counter stuff that I love. The reason I started with Plexus is this probiotic, along with BioCleanse, but I really think the probiotic stopped my daughter from having urinary tract infections. Yo, how do you not tell people that? And here's kind of a thought on that. I had my brother-in-law is overweight. My father-in-law had diabetes. He actually died of a heart attack 3 weeks before I signed up as an ambassador. But I looked at my brother-in-law and thought, what if, I'd love to tell him about these products, and I'm scared, y'all. He's going to think I'm the biggest crazy person in the world. He's going to make fun of me because he's like that big brother you never wanted. And he's going to make fun of me. And then God kind of revealed to me and said, but it's not about you. It's really about Josh's health. So what if, at the end of the day, he comes to you and says, okay, 6 months ago, you knew about this product and you didn't tell me because you were embarrassed and prideful and you were afraid about what I would say. But what if this product could have helped me? What if it could have kept me out of the doctor's office or off the table or off of these pharmaceutical meds? Like, what if your pride stopped you? And so at that point on, I really felt like I was doing people a disservice by not telling them. I had this amazing gift of a probiotic that changed Ella's life, and a BioCleanse that literally allowed her to go to the bathroom. She hadn't gone on her own in 4 years. We'd had to do medical intervention. A multivitamin that I knew was, revolutionized with the aloe vera. And the pink drink in the accelerator changed my hormones to the point that my thyroid was functioning normally, just from my blood sugar being stabilized. And all of that happened just while I was a customer. And so when I signed up, all I wanted was for my friends to take a probiotic that I truly believed in. If it was, I signed up thinking I wanted 5 customers. And, Becky Page was one of the people who's a diamond on my team, was one of them. And I was like, Beck, just look at the probiotic. Like, don't look at all this other stuff. Don't look at the weight loss stuff. Don't look at anything else. Just check out the probiotic. And when she just researched the probiotic, she was like, okay, I'm in. I don't know what I'm getting myself into. Please don't ever tell me to share any of this with anybody else. I'm never posting on Facebook. Famous last words. But, our products are life-changing. So stop feeling like you're selling somebody something, and just remind yourself that you're sharing the chance that somebody might have to feel better, to get off of meds, to get off their couch, to interact with their friends. And then what if it's not the product? I mean, Julia would say she loved the products. I would drop literally probiotic, the Probio 5 and the body cream in her diaper bag all the time, and she would roll her eyes at me. I'm pretty sure she lost like hundreds of dollars of free products I gave her. But how the business changed her life. I mean, she would say now that the probiotic and the body cream have done, revolutionized Lottie and Roman's skin, but how the business changed their life. And she rolled her eyes at me and unfollowed me on Facebook for 5 months. She didn't, she didn't stop hanging out with me because I didn't talk about it a lot in person. But she didn't want to see it on Facebook anymore. But it got to the point where her timing was right. And the Lord laid on her heart that it was Plexus. And she came to us, to Ellen and Angie and I, because she knew that we were seeing huge success with it, because she saw it on Facebook and she knew us in real life. So what if someone you're not sharing with because you're afraid you're selling to them needs these products so badly, and they may not come to you for 6 months, but isn't it worth it if they wait 6 months to come to you, because what you have is so amazing? And in the process, you'll have other people come as customers or join your team. But I promise you, if you stick with it, if you share these products and what's available and what's possible with them, in the next year, you will find someone whose life is changed by them, and you'll go, this is why I did it. This is why I annoyed everybody. This is why I probably lost friends on Facebook. This is why I got in conversations with people telling them why they couldn't make fun of my business on Facebook. And I did it all kindly. I supported everybody in their businesses. And so when people came to me and said, I wish you'd stop posting about Plexus, I was like, but I post about your ministry all the time. I post about your business that you own. And I post about a lot of stuff, and I've always supported you. So you don't have to join me, but I would appreciate your support. And they were respectful about that. When you're respectful to people, they'll be respectful of you. So you don't have to sell to everyone. Just don't let anyone come to you in 6 months and say, I can't believe you knew about this and you didn't tell me. Or worse, what if they join somebody else's team and they blow it out of the water because you were afraid to contact them? So I really just think you've got to think about it as sharing and not selling. You don't sell a movie you watch, but I promise all of y'all have talked about a movie, on Facebook. Everyone just has to go see. And, the movie places never paid you for that. You just happen to get paid for sharing incredible products. And don't let other people's, words or what other people might think stop you from what you really could change in somebody else's life.
Well, I'm going to end with one more question because I know it's getting later and I know we want to be respectful of your time. But one last question. If you could go back to when you first began in this business and you could tell yourself one thing that would have helped you on your road to Diamond, what would you go back and tell yourself?
Probably 2 things. One, contact every single person I actually know. I waited for people to come to me. I kind of put stuff out on Facebook and I waited for people to come to me, which went really well for a while. And then eventually I wish I had done this, contact 100 people in 48 hours. Like it would have just been insane. And then the second thing, and this is going to sound kind of crazy, and if you're new, this might not make sense, but do not stack people under anybody else. If someone comes to you and wants to join your team, it's because they trust you. Do not say, oh, well, then you need to sign up under my level 1 because it'll help her so much. And it's just someone comes to you, they trust you, they want to join you. Be very respectful of that. I think I hurt friends by asking them to sign up under somebody else on my team to help that person. And I probably have 20 people on my team that are Ruby or higher that are not my level 1s that came to me first. And so when someone comes to you and wants to sign up with you, be gracious and respectful of them and let them sign up directly to you. I just think being gracious in this business, in what we do, is so hugely important. So I would say that I would message every single person I know. From day one, I would have told every single person, the second you want to know about Plexus, please let me know, because a lot of my friends joined other teams before they found out I was doing it. And I would sign up every single person that came to me directly to myself.
I love that. I love just to being bold. And I think a lot of times we do sit around and wait for people to come to us. I have people all the time that say, oh, well, I'm posting and nothing's happening. And I tell them that that's only a very, very small part of this business. You have to reach out, because there are people out there. I've had people contact me even recently that said, I've watched your post for 2 years. And these are people that I didn't even have on my radar. I've watched your post for 2 years, and I had one tell me the other day, I kind of thought this would just phase out and you would just quit, or you would get tired of it, or it was a fad or whatever. And I never contacted them because they weren't even on my radar. When looking back, I've had to reevaluate how I even make my list of people. So being bold, I think, is huge. So Andrea, thank you a million times over for just giving us tonight and your time. And we just truly appreciate it. And I took tons of notes because I'm a nerd and I like to take notes. But I took lots of notes that I want to post on the team page, and just kind of little things that I picked out from that. And I just thank you so much for doing this for us.
Shirley, I love it. I want every single one of y'all to be successful, and whatever that looks like for you. Just tell yourself, I'm going to be as successful as, I'm going to do it, all of it. I'm doing every single thing I can do. Just do not let excuses stop you. Do not let a single excuse tonight stop you from doing your 148 hours. I just want to challenge you.
I'm going to put that on the team page tonight. I'm going to say, Andrea says to do 148 hours. I'm taking the challenge. I've got all day tomorrow, and I'm taking the challenge. I love it.
I'm doing it too.
Awesome. Thank y'all so much for being on the call. And Andrea, thank you again. That was wonderful. We really appreciate it. Y'all have a wonderful night.